morning, Kim.
Ira needs another big idea.
Oh, great. Okay, can we talk about it later? Because we're trying to wrap up the November issue.
No. He said it was fast turnaround.
Really? Okay.
Conference call in my office, 10 minutes.
Okay, let me grab Meredith. Get her on the line, too.
Oh, she's on vacation.
I forgot. Oh, God. Well, she must have left a phone number.
No, she said she had to go MIA for a week.
Oh, great. Okay, well, Jane, can we get Jane involved?
Is she in this country?
I don't know. We'll do what we can do.
Yeah, exactly. I'll have Liam set up the meeting, okay?
Okay. See you soon.
Meeting. Meeting.
Okay, we're all here.
Hi guys, Ira and I are here.
Hi, Ira. It's Karen. We're all here. How you doing?
Not too bad for an old man.
Okay, the client is Bull. They're a financial services advertiser. They want to change their corporate image with a big idea section in the Atlantic. They have 24 hours to come up with a concept and a 16-page comp. Greek type, Mara?
Kim, we want to make this as real as possible. Headlines, sidebars, lots of artwork. Some Greek type if you have to.
And we'll need a Chrysler-like box for the advertiser, of course.
Okay, let's open this up for ideas. What do you guys think?
How about innovative financial services?
How about a museum guide? A financial update report?
Great.
A guide to national parks?
Yeah.
Kim, these folks at Bull are, well, what they're trying to do is change their image, their corporate image to be the sort of the financial service of integrity. So maybe we could think about interviews, features on Bull executives.
What do they want? Something on truth?
Truth. It's great. It's 90s. It's hot. No. It sizzles. And it's so Atlantic. It's our demographic. It's with the times. It's where we are today. In short, it's a perfect fit. A perfect fit for Bull in the Atlantic. Mara, I knew if we turned this over to Boston, they would come up with something not only good, but great.
Ira's right, so totally love it. I think I can sell this easily. Besides, I play tennis every week with the decision maker at Bull. I'm also godmother to his children.
That's great. So I guess you guys will want sidebars about truth, a tinted box to let Bull talk about how they're promoting integrity and truth, and of course, access line, reader response, legs, the whole 9 yards, the usual.
You'll get it. I'll schedule a meeting for tomorrow morning. Can I expect boards for the comp and a proposal to arrive by FedEx?
No problem.
Sure.
Thanks so much, you guys. Call us in the car if you have any questions. You guys are really wonderful. We make such a good team, don't we?
Yeah, we'll get right on that. No problem.
See you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, guys, you heard the man. Truth. Let's all ponder. Truth. What do you got, Liam?
The dictionary says the quality or state of being faithful, sincerity in character, action, and speech, genuineness in expressing feeling or belief.
Okay. Let's think about that. Well, a really big idea needs a big title. So let's be thinking about that in terms of the title.
How about truth and consequences?
Good. That's good.
Truth or dare?
Very good. Good. All right, well.
I've got the source here.
Yeah, share that with us.
Correctness, sincerity, verity, the straight dope.
The straight dope.
There's a title.
Straight dope.
How about truth, then and now? 80s, 90s.
All right.
Truth Decade. Sure,
Sure.
sure is. All right, we got a great title. Okay, for editorial, we'll want to interview some individuals for the then and now. Thoughts?
How about Richard Nixon?
Great,
Yeah.
great. Can you
Right.
get him on the phone? Get him on the phone. Thanks, Scott.
Clarence Thomas.
Clarence
Yeah.
Thomas.
Right,
Good.
right.
Could you grab him today? We need that text.
G. Gordon Liddy.
Perfect.
Michael Milken.
Great,
Ah.
great. All right. If you
Jennifer
could-
Flowers.
Great. If you could get her,
Oh, yeah.
get her on the phone today.
What about
Um,
someone though that's more literary, sort of more
Atlantic.
Atlantic-y?
Yeah.
Literary
Right.
figures. Anyone?
Like Pinocchio?
Perfect.
Yeah.
Great. Okay. Can you take care of that?
Sure.
Great. Okay. Now we need a little more of the now. Let's see. How about
I got it.
what?
Mr. Truth himself, Immanuel Kant.
Yes. But does Kant sizzle?
They might think he's dead in New York.
You're right.
Well-
Not hip enough,
Alright.
not 90s enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did we say Anita Hill?
Yeah. Good. Can you get her?
Yeah,
Great.
sure,
Thanks, Lo.
Sure.
Someone hip, someone 90s.
Madonna.
Yes.
That's
Donna.
it.
Truth
Got
or
it.
Dare.
All
That's
right.
right in with the
That's
title.
Perfect. Excellent.
Sizzle. And got to work in that integrity. How about Bill Whitworth?
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Conflicts.
conflicts. No. But I think we have enough. I think
Okay.
this is good. Okay. So if you guys could, get that done the next hour. We need to get that text.
No problem,
Okay.
no problem.
Moving right along to sidebars. What can we do? We need a lot of reader service elements throughout the section.
How about a random and obscure esoterica sidebar?
Perfect.
Excellent.
Es-
Excellent.
Should I
Esoterica.
search that one?
Yeah, please. Thank you.
How about truthful events in the Caribbean? This is coming up in the next couple of months.
Great. Liam, that's perfect.
Great.
Yeah,
Great
yeah.
idea.
Tourist board.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Tourist
could,
board.
could you call the tourist board
Sure.
right after this? Okay. Sidelights,
Sidelights.
events
Truth,
happening
yeah.
this month that are truthful.
Mhm.
Okay. Now, how about you can get Corey involved? The most truthful food.
Right.
Truthful
Honest
food.
cuisine.
Honest cuisine in
right.
the 90s.
Right,
Yes. Okay.
yes.
Could you talk to him about that?
Absolutely.
Maybe we could
Great.
get some. Get Jack to do something on truth and politics.
Does it
Oxymoron,
exist?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Good. Good. Okay.
All right.
How about Barbara? I mean, maybe she could be like.
I heard she wants to go to Nepal. So what if we do something on going in search of truth?
Yes.
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 The most
Good.
truthful
Good.
place on
Good,
earth.
good answer.
Oh,
Good
good.
answer. And then, of course, we need to make it more Atlantic. Multicultural truth.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's yeah.
Is that your department?
Definitely.
Please
Let me
get right
take
on
that.
that. Thank you. Well, I think if anyone comes up with anything else in the next 2 minutes, we can use that. But moving along. All right, legs.
Legs. Ah.
Okay, let's give this idea some legs. Make it walk.
Well, Ira always likes those community awards. We could go to every community and find the most truthful person. Give them a plaque
Yes.
and
Alright.
a subscription.
And run his picture in the magazine.
Have a picture in the magazine
Yeah.
and a year's worth of financial advice for free.
Right.
Yeah.
The most truthful person in the community.
The Atlantic Monthly proudly recognizes you as the most truthful person in your community. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
There's phone call-in line. You have
Mhm.
900 number, 50 cents a call, and you can call in with any question at all, as long as it's a true or false question, and we can answer them.
And our readers are smart enough to have narrowed it down to those two options.
Exactly.
True or false.
Exactly.
1-900 Veritas.
Veritas, that's perfect. 1-900 Veritas.
Hi, you've reached the Atlantic's True or False line, run in conjunction with Bull Financial Services. Can I help you? Yes, that's right. We can do pretty much any true or false question that you might have. We'll be able to answer it for you. Mm-hmm. Okay, did Bill Clinton really inhale? Good question. Hold on for a moment. As a matter of fact, he did inhale. It's true. Mm-hmm. Hey, no problem. Please call again. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, all right.
I think I'm starting to get the hang of this. How about an access line where readers can call in and get free expert financial advice. We'll have an expert who answer questions about any of their financial
24
needs.
hours a day.
Expert financial advice, 24 hours a day.
The Atlantic's 24-hour financial service line. Yes, we offer a wide range of financial services. We can tell you what you ought to be buying or selling today. We do have a top pick of the day. Mm-hmm. Sure thing. Hold on just a minute. Today's top pick is Consolidated Steel. Buy, buy, buy. That's the news. Mm-hmm. And that's no bull. Thank you. Good night.
Bull would like that.
That's great. Perfect.
Okay,
Let's
then
go with it.
We'll do a truth poll.
Yeah.
And the first 100 respondents will win a free lie detector test. A truth poll.
The check is in the mail. George Bush is going to win in November. I am the sexiest guy in town.
Hey, Liam, what's up? What are you doing?
Well, Scott, I got this lie detector here, and you know, we're supposed to send them out to people, and I just can't get the thing to work. Here, why don't you give it a try?
Let me say something. I love working here.
Oh, great legs, great legs. I think we got that wrapped up. Okay, we can't forget the tainted box.
Tainted box?
Tainted box ideas.
Well, again, Ira, I think would love CEO interview in there.
Okay, good.
You know, we'll get the guy Bull to talk about, you know, himself and integrity.
Great. Could you call him up right away?
Sure.
Get that interview done? All right. Because we'll just bring all this text together in the next couple of hours and get it to you, Jennifer.
So how long was that come?
16 pages.
Is this something that's going to have to be bid out?
It is, Michael, yes.
Okay, I'll speak to my man Ned.
Great. You can get that done in the next half hour?
Oh yeah, he'll love that.
Great.
Right.
How does that come?
When was it due?
It's due, end of the day today. We're going to send it out overnight courier.
Oh.
So, welcome aboard. Baptism by fire. We'll meet right after to talk about that comp. Not a problem. I'm sure you can just whip that right out.
All right.
Okay.
Looks exciting.
Anything else? I think that's a wrap.
I think we're ready
Let's
to go.
All right.
let's do
Answer
it.
All right.
1, 2, 3, truth. Let's make it happen.
All right. Yeah.
Morning, Candace.
Morning, Michael.
Where's Jan? I need to get some insertion orders.
Her car was towed last night, and she's picking it up. But let me give you the latest stick. Maybe that'll help you out.
Oh, thanks, Candace.
You're welcome.
I think that's
Michael, listen, we've got something I need you to work on right now. I've got to delegate this to you. We need pricing put together for this big thing we're working on for Mara. It's a big idea. It's a big section. A lot of money involved, okay? Call her in her car. She's probably there now. Get all the information you can from her. Put together the numbers. I can't do it myself right now. Get it on my desk in an hour or so, and I'll okay it then, all right?
Okay, fine. Debbie, we'll have to work on the system crash later. I'll clean off my desk right now, Ken.
Karen, I just realized possible editorial conflict. Have you talked to Bill yet?
Not yet. I will. Yeah. Okay, so that's the basic idea, and they'd like to run it in the November issue. I know we don't have a lot of time, but
we need to turn it around right away, and I wanted to check with you to see if you saw a conflict with the magazine.
I really don't think it's such a good idea. It is a conflict in a way. Truth is our beat. What if everyone else do we want to recommend that everyone else start telling the truth? What if they did? What if television started telling the truth? We're encouraging competition with ourselves.
I see your point.
I guess that's sort of far-fetched. Maybe it's not a problem.
Okay, can I get back to you on it?
Sure.
Thanks, Bill.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Scott, hold on one sec.
Wait, Scott, I just saw Karen.
Has anyone seen a fax for Kim?
Call for Kim online too.
Morning, Candace.
Morning, Michael.
Is Jan in yet?
No, Jan's at Cambridge Free Press.
Well, as soon as she comes in, could you ask her to give me a call when I've got a near date thing?
I sure will. Do you want a stick?
Yeah, I'll take a stick, thanks.
Scott, what are you working on right now?
Oh, we're just bringing the research back from the library.
Is that it?
No, this is the last of it, actually.
Okay.
Yep, this is the last of it.
This is all we have.
This is it.
Okay, well, we'll just have to wing it.
So that's what we're thinking of doing, and we'd really love to have your feedback on what other angles we could take or who else we could interview.
Truth, you say?
Yeah, truth.
Well, you know, not many people have as good an appreciation of truth as a liar. Maybe you should approach it from sort of backwards. Get a liar to talk about truth. And maybe you could get some liars, some famous liars, and then get them, in their own words, to retell some famous fables that have to do with truth. There's a number of them. There's like The Emperor's New Clothes, and maybe get Alger Hiss to tell the story of The Emperor's New Clothes. Or John Lovitz, the actor. He could maybe do The Boy Who Cried Wolf. What other fables are there? Oh, well, Pinocchio. You get John Gotti to do Pinocchio. Right? They're both Italian. George Bush. Maybe he could do the story of George Washington and the cherry tree.
Sure.
Got a level with you. Can't tell a lie. You know, maybe something like that would work out.
Candace, good morning.
Good morning, Liam.
Is Jan around? Kim's looking for her.
No, she's on her way in now.
On her way in?
Yeah.
So she'll be in soon?
Yeah,
Could you ever give Kim a call as soon as she gets in?
Sure, and would you like the latest stick?
Yeah.
There's some
sure.
great lemon cookies in the jar, Liam.
Oh, good. I'll have them.
See here, Clint Eastwood.
Jack, can I borrow you for a second?
Sure.
Can I pick your brain? Okay, we just got a call from Ira and Mara.
Yeah.
They need a big idea fast.
Right.
The goal is to turn around the image of Honeywell Bull, and we'd like to do an advertorial on truth.
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 Turn around the image of Bull.
Yeah. Have any thoughts?
Well, I mean, I think we could do something obviously on the positive side. I mean, we could get lots of articles on truth, but I think we ought to mix them, leaven that truthful loaf, as it were, with articles on anti-truth, and especially since this is a political year. I mean, anti-truth is propaganda, and I think we should get an article by Mark Crispin Miller, the director of the Center for the Study of Communications at Johns Hopkins. We could get him to do an article on comparing the techniques of propaganda of anti-truth developed by Goebbels with those being perpetrated by the Republican National Committee today. I think that would be a fertile comparison.
And timely.
And very timely. And we could then establish what anti-truth is. And we could get he could do the historical side and the analytical side. You know, these are the principles of propaganda. This is the soupçon of truth that is in successful propaganda, but it immediately becomes corrupted by the aureole of distortion that lies around it. We could do that. Then we could ask Kathleen Hall Jameson of the Annenberg Center at the University of Pennsylvania to write specifically about propaganda, anti-truth in this campaign. So he could do the general piece about anti-truth. We could see, she could do the piece, she's an author of fundamental works on telecommunication and on the electronic campaign, and she could do, and a recent book called Dirty Politics, and she could, I think, really sort of decode the anti-truth in today's political campaign. And I think we ought to ask Miller also to do a sidebar on the anti-truth of advertising, which is the ambiance in which it makes it very difficult for the truth to reach us. If there wasn't so much anti-truth around us, truth might find easier lodgment in our brains. But I think we're swaddled in anti-truth, political and commercial. And I think we need a section on commercial anti-truth.
What you got for me? How much? Leonard, that's too much. I can't pay that. We've got to get that down somehow. What if we were to paste it on the web? How much would we save pasting it on the web and not stitching? Alright. How much? 2,000 we could get off just by pasting it on web. Okay, now what about paper? I could probably get paper cheaper than you can. What if I were to supply the paper? Could we run the figures through again? Run the figures through again. With me supplying the paper, I'm sure I could get paper a lot cheaper than you can. You've got to bring it down, Leonard. I've got to get it. You're charging me 18. I've got to get it for 15. This is the Atlantic. You've got to be proud to be working for us. Think of the prestige. You should be paying me for this. All right, I'll tell you what. Run those numbers through again. I'll supply the paper. We'll paste it on web. And I think 15,000 would be a good price. All right, 15,000. Call me back when you got a number 15,000. Thanks a lot. That's why they call me Butterfly Jones.
Relation do they stand to the truth? Are they merely the eagle, shining, glittering bird, or are they, what about the truth value of art? Does art tell the truth, or is it always just the sizzle and not the steak? To vary my metaphors.
Yeah.
Whose line is that? Whose line?
Jennifer, that fax to Ira didn't go through.
Where's Jan? I need her approval on this invoice right away.
Jan just stepped out to store 24. She's getting some cigarettes and Diet Coke.
You have her see me as soon as she gets in?
Yeah, I sure will, but let me give you the latest stick. And there's some great cookies in the cookie jar.
Why not? Okay.
Sort of summoners of others' identity that I know of to talk about this, and that might be Dick Cavett.
Huh.
For years, he's had this, 15 years, he's had this interview show. And he's had all kinds of people on, ranging from Richard Burton to John Cheever. And it'd be just wonderful to have him talk about the moments of truth that he remembers, when the person talking to him reached beyond him and beyond the artifice of the moment to say something real and true. And what was that? What was that moment? I remember one moment that I would love to see recalled in an essay, when he was interviewing John Cheever, and he said to Cheever, "Have you ever, do you miss, what was the saddest thing that ever happened to you?" And he said, "The death of my brother." And there was the pause, television hates a pause. And he said, "Well, can you tell us about that? Why the death of your brother?" And he said, "Because I love my brother, period." And it was the eloquence, the terse eloquence of Cheever's statement, "Because I love my brother," without any elaboration, without any of the usual gas that you hear on television. That was a moment of truth. Someone had said something truthful to another person in an emotionally vivid way. And I bet you he's got lots of these things. So that would be a kind of pop treatment. I mean, then obviously we could turn to philosophers to tell us, mean, we talk about the true, the good, and the beautiful. The beautiful is a very problematic ideal in modern culture. In fact, there's a sort of cult of anti-beauty. I mean, if you to go into an art gallery today and say that's a beautiful painting, that's not necessarily saying anything good about the painting. Modernism is.
Yes, where is Jan?
Jan is in her Spanish seminar with the cleaning lady.
Oh, that's important. I need to talk to her.
I'm sure she'll
I
be
haven't
back
heard from her yet. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. How about a stick?
Oh, actually, I could use that. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Karen, how's that coffee coming?
Pretty good. Almost done.
Karen.
Yeah.
I just talked to Chris Schuba,
Yeah?
and he sold Innovative Spirits.
Great.
Wow, that's fantastic.
That's wonderful.
Great.
God. Yeah, and who do you sell it to?
Budweiser.
Who's gonna tell Corby?
And Francis.
Okay, so that is the concept. That's the basic premise for this section. Can you help us? What thoughts do you have on truth?
Truth? What kind of a concept for an advertorial is that?
Something kind of like truth.
How about correctness? You know, what kind of fork to use and when to say hopefully and when not to? Or how about truisms for the 90s? Things like a watched microwave never beeps.
Yes.
And
Okay.
it's an ill wind that delays a westbound plane.
Perfect. That's great. That is great. We'll think of more of these concepts. We'll have copy for you in about, I'd say, 20 minutes. Thanks, Barbara. Great. Thank you. Edith, I need to know where Jan is. Do you know where she is? I need to.
Yeah, she's out on the terrace, watching the construction workers.
Okay, can you have her call me as soon as she gets in? I really need to ask her about this project work.
Sure. There's
Yes.
a stick.
Thanks.
It'll help you.
Okay. So that's the basic idea. Do you have any thoughts? We'd like to do a sidebar on the most truthful food.
Well, you know, I think food has been very dishonest because people have been worried about what's most adventurous and what tastes good. But now in the 90s, that's over with. We don't care about flavor. All we care about is simple. What will the kids eat at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock? What will go well with a Volvo? You know, I think that they'll have a bottled spaghetti sauce only if it looks good with a car that they've bought, which is a station wagon or maybe the baby seat. So it'll go in the car, which of course will have a microwave, you know, that goes in the lighter. So it's what's good and easy, and probably in plastic, because people are realizing after Cullen's book that plastic doesn't really hurt and it's still environmentally responsible. Baby food without any additives. People don't have time for homemade baby food, but they want really pure, good baby food and child food. They're going to be looking for convenience, but organic convenience. And then they want food that won't offend at the PTA meeting. Something everyone will want to eat when they bring it to, say, a church supper. So I see a rise in mayonnaise salads. I think things with either Try for Miracle Whip or Hellmann's, they'll both be very important in the 90s.
Messages here for you. Candace is wondering where the November A&E film page is.
Oh my, that's a monthly now, isn't it?
Mhm.
Yeah. I can't remember. Escott.
Okay.
Just, you know.
And I got this stack of messages here. Matt Barber has been calling all day wondering where the Amex proposal that he asked for 2 months ago is.
Okay, yeah. Tell him that I recall this week, and you know.
What are you going to do?
What you gonna do?
All right.
A person who could sort of talk about using the comparison of what's happened to the beautiful and what's happened to the good, who could talk about truth in that way, might be someone like Alistair McIntyre, a philosopher at Vanderbilt, who wrote a book a few years ago called After Virtue. apt title.
Go ahead.
Hey, have you seen John?
Hey, Robert. Jan is in the lobby talking to John, the security guard.
Really?
Yeah.
Because Eastern Connection is looking for her.
Well, I'm gonna have her call you when she gets up here.
Sure.
I just talked to Ira. They received the facts of the rough comp we sent, and they love it.
Great.
Just a few minor suggestions. If you guys could contemporize it and make it a little sexier, add a little bit of sizzle, a dash of snap, and larger headlines.
Hello, production. Hi, Jan. No one's looking for you. Okay. All right, I'll see you in a few minutes. Bye.
I just got a call from Donna Palmer, and Rockwell wants to rewrite the November Education series.
Liam, there's only one thing left to do.
Hey, Lowell, can I ask you a question?
Yes, Scott.
What time do you guys usually go home around here?
Well, they didn't tell you?
Tell me what?
Sometimes you don't really get to leave. You sleep here.
Sleep here?
Yeah, here's your sleeping bag.
Sleeping bag?
Shower down the hall.
Liam, wake up, wake up. The cop is ready to go. I'm sorry, we missed Federal Express.
Gang wait! Liam's gotta get to Logan. We missed Federal Express.
Good luck, Liam!
Okay.
Careful on the expressway!
So, Mara's giving that presentation today, right?
Right. We should be hearing from her soon. Hope it goes well.
What if it doesn't go well? What if she can't sell it?
Oh, not a problem. We just repackage it for someone else.
Just like that?
Yeah, give it to another salesperson like Matt Barba is always looking for something.
He needs an idea for American Express, in fact. How could we connect American Express to truth?
How about something about selling credibility?
Sure, there's your angle. Yeah, or,
Say we have all those response vehicles with this truth. We could give it to Katie Berry. I bet she could sell it.
yeah, I bet Katie would do great with it. Sure.
You guys, I just heard from Mara.
Oh, really? What's the news?
Good news?
The meeting was canceled. I'm really sorry.
Oh, that's all right.
Back to the old drawing board, I guess.
I bet Francis could sell this.
Absolute truth.
Kim Jensen.
Karen Weslowski.
Scott Stossel.
Michael Renach, can I help you?
Counting, way forward.
Hello, Myung speaking.
Hello, Michael Jones.
Debbie Hoffenberg.
Candace White.
Oh. I can't do this. Hello, Jen Morris. Barbara Walrath. Good afternoon, Gillian Kahn.
Leslie Caldwell.
Colin Marcus speaking.
Corby Comer.
Atlantic, Mariel Montero speaking. Betsy Rico.
Lowell Weiss.
Ready? Jennifer Coles.
This is Bill Whitworth.
This is Jack Beatty.
And we're after virtue, clearly. Are we also after truth? I mean, is truth now just a kind of, this is a world, after all, of cultural relativity, of, you do your thing, I do mine. What common standard that's true can we repair to? Is truth itself going down those tubes? I think as a correlate or a balance to that piece, we should get a philosopher of science talking about the criteria of truth. How do we know that something is true? What makes an opinion true? What are the grounds of truth? how do I distinguish your cant from my truth? What common criteria will tell me that you're speaking cant and I'm speaking truth? I would love to see a philosopher of science sort of sketch out the scientific view of truth and of the rules of evidence that distinguish falsehood from truth. And then to take the difficult step.
Could you see a sidebar on rules of evidence?
Well, you could. You could have a sidebar on that. On these are the rules of evidence, and this
top
is
10
how.
or something?
Yeah, these are the top 10 things you need to do, and then you could just have a sort of. But in other words, just to get a picture of the one way in which we do establish truth today, and then some writers for that. I mean. The ideal writer is dead, C.P. Snow. I mean, this was his kind of, we can't get them from beyond the grave. Maud's powers are great, but they don't extend beyond the grave. So we can't get him. But there's a, I'm trying to think what his name is. There's a guy at Princeton who did a biography of Werner Heisenberg, the German physicist. I'll think of his name later. Who might be able to do this. But we should also, if we're going to have a scientist talk about truth, we should also get the classical ideal of truth, from which our postmodern situation, our scientific situation, all this descends. And a piece that would basically lay out the theories of truth of the ancient world, Plato, Aristotle, Stoics. What did they think of as truth, and how were human beings supposed to find it? And there's a wonderful scholar at Harvard, Martha Nussbaum, who has done a lot of work on Plato, and it'd be good to get. No series on truth would be complete without something on Plato and the ancient ideal, and whether there's any teeth still in there.
Do you see a comparison between the ancient ideal and then the 80s and then 90s? Do you see a cyclical thing going on? Or?
Well, the cycles operate inexorably, so we could, are we heading back? Is there a return to the ancients? Are the ancients in our future?
Yes.
Right. Are we? Is the big world turning? Et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
And I think we also have to write about the claims of truth. I would love someone to expound this quotation from Keats in his letters, to write a piece just about this, perhaps an artist. He writes in his letters, he says, "Poetry is not so fine a thing as philosophy, as an eagle is not so fine a thing as the truth."